my name is Jennifer Turlick and I'm the CEO of MakerKids. And today on this video, we are talking about learning and virtual learning in the time of social distancing. So I'm here with my colleague Josh, who's going to be asking some questions about how families can best manage virtual learning and learning in the time of social distancing.
All right. Hi, Jen. Thanks for the introduction. So what do you think the future state of education or in-person learning will be?
So that's a great question. A lot of people are wondering if after this period of social distancing ends, if we will go back to how we had education before in person, or if education will be transformed forever and will continue to be more virtual. And from what I've heard from families and from my future predictions based on my time at the Singularity University program at NASA, where we did talk about pandemics and how they might apply to education, I believe that we will definitely be going back to a lot of in-person learning once this ends. Although this has been a really good time to get started with virtual learning, and virtual learning will certainly continue, in-person learning is not going away. So I think what's going to continue is the ability for people from far away to be able to access virtual learning. For example, I'm taking a musical theater writing class right now with some folks from Broadway, which I might not have been able to access normally because they had it in person in New York and I live in Toronto. And the instructor has said she's going to continue offering that class virtually, in addition to her in-person programs that she'll start up again when things reopen. And same with for us at MakerKids, we run camps, programs, and parties on coding, robotics, and Minecraft. And right now we're running all of those virtually. And we plan to reopen up our in-person programs when we're allowed to do so, but also continue to offer virtual programs because we actually have families signing up from all around the world now. So it's been a good opportunity. People have been asking for a long time if we could expand our programs to different cities. And now we're able to have people from all over the world access our programs. And then we'll reopen our in-person programs when we can. And I think the reason why people will want to continue with in-person learning at both our location and schools and other businesses is because it's a great way to bring together groups of people and to commune and to meet new folks and to learn in person. So both virtual and in-person learning are great ways of learning that each have their own strengths and weaknesses. And so I think we'll continue to see a mix of both in-person and virtual, with probably more virtual offerings than we had before this period of social distancing available. And I think it'll be really exciting and have a lot of great opportunities for learning.
Yeah, that does sound really exciting. So what is our MakerKids virtual program like?
Yeah, so for MakerKids, we have a virtual, secure, online classroom solution where kids are able to work on projects ranging from coding, robotics, and Minecraft, depending which program they're registered in a small group of other like-minded kids. And they get to learn these technical skills, and we use the classes as a medium to help leverage kids' interests in technical skills and technical projects to help them build transferable social and emotional skills. And they're in a group of typically 5 kids or less, where they're sharing their screen and in some cases their video, and they're able to receive amazing STEM lessons from our highly trained MakerKids instructors that come from backgrounds including computer science, engineering, and have a strong background in teaching kids as well as working with technology. So on an average class, the kids will log in, they'll get to see and hear their other classmates that they've been learning with, which really allows them, especially during a period of social distancing, to keep up social interactions with a group of kids on an ongoing basis, which is really great and helpful for them. And then they'll receive their lesson for the day from the Maker Mentor, which is what we call our instructors, which might be something like, okay, today we're going to code a game using loops. And then the instructor will teach them the key concepts for the day. And then the kids will start working through the project in accordance with the mentor's instructions. And it's not just, okay, now do this, step 1, step 2. It really allows kids to use their own creativity to make what they want to make and make amazing projects. So it's really interest driven. And the instructor, through the screen share technology that we use, is able to see all the kids' screens at the same time and to flip between them so they can stay in contact and in touch with what the kids are working on and help them with any problems along the way. So students can say, hey, I need help with this, and then the Maker Mentor can jump right over to their screen and help them with that. And we also have different things that happen throughout the class. For example, breaks where kids will take time to go get a snack or a drink. We do some improv games. We do eye breaks and screen breaks. So we're not just teaching them technical skills and social emotional skills, but we're also teaching them screen hygiene skills and how to have a relationship with technology that's positive. So we teach them about moderation and how to not just consume with your device and watch YouTube videos and that sort of thing, but how to create with your device. And what we found is that really helps kids to feel a greater sense of power over the world and a greater sense of confidence that they can make things that other people can use. So that's a bit about our virtual classrooms. Basically, we are bringing the amazingness of our award-winning in-person classes, camps, and parties to virtual. And we've had great feedback from parents. I heard a comment the other day from a parent who's enrolled in our virtual daily camp, which is every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. He said it's the main 2 hours of sanity that he gets in his day, being with his family 24/7. It's a good break for him. You know, daycare is closed, but staycare is open, and so that's what we're offering. So families can register for the virtual daily camp if they want a daily experience, or they can register for our weekly programs, which happen once a week for 1 hour for grades 1 to 2 or 2 hours for grades 3 to 8. And then, as I mentioned, we also have virtual parties, and we'll be rolling out more virtual offerings as we go along.
Nice. I think you actually brought up an interesting point there. How can families balance work and learning time?
Yeah, it's a good question. We've heard from a lot of families, like when things first started to get closed down and schools got closed. I was here at the office by myself, and I just got a mountain of phone calls from parents saying, hey, my kid is going to be here 24/7. What should I what should I do with them? Like, is there something that you have that you could do with them? And so that's why we decided to introduce the virtual daily camp, so there could be a daily opportunity for kids to get engaged with other kids and to do something that they're interested in, and to have a hobby and to be able to continue their hobbies or take on a new hobby and have something to, you know, keep their mind active and creative during this time, where even though they might have schoolwork, it can be challenging. A lot of families have told us that learning and teaching the schoolwork from home is really challenging. So it's good for them to have a hobby, whether it's this or whether it's this and something else. Like there's different businesses that are offering like virtual dance lessons or virtual karate lessons, virtual singing lessons. So in order for parents to balance their work and their time with their kids, it's really good to try and find virtual extracurriculars that are during the workday so that kids can be engaged with something. And as a parent told me, she can be over here on her laptop, and then her child is, a few seats down on another laptop. Or if there's only one laptop in the family, then taking turns to alternate it between parent and child so that they can each have their own time. And in terms of how to balance the learning, it's really all about taking what the teachers have given and seeing how you can best deliver that to your child, but also seeing this is a unique time. And I know a lot of parents do enrichment activities at home with their kids anyway, but now there's a greater focus on that. And for some parents, it might be, the first time they're doing some of these activities. So it's a really great time to think about, okay, not just what the school is asking for or teaching, certainly that's a given and that needs to be worked on, but what can you do to go above and beyond that? Or what enrichment activities do you want to do with your child? If this is a key moment in your life with your child where you're essentially, in a way, the child's teacher, what do you want to teach them? It may be things that aren't even related to what's happening in the school curriculum. Maybe you want to find some videos on Khan Academy, or find some YouTube videos that introduce them how to cook. So it's a really great opportunity to think about what do you want to teach your child, and also what's really interesting to your child. The more you can figure out what your child is really interested in, and that may change over time, but the more you can figure out what they're interested in now and try and give them or find them learning material or create learning material for them that appeals to those interests, then the greater their learning experience will be. For example, we know kids love Minecraft, so we try and leverage that as a tool to help them build skills in electricity and math and all sorts of other transferable skills. And it doesn't have to be a huge investment of time. I mean, there's already so much happening and so many demands on parents' time for working and being home and everything. Luckily, there's a lot of great websites and programs out there that you can leverage to build this curriculum for your child, including some free programs, some paid if you want your child to have one-on-one attention or one-on-one attention in a group setting, and so on.
Nice. So yeah, given all the different options that you mentioned, how can families, decide on what's a good virtual program for their child to learn?
Yeah, so when parents are thinking about what virtual program to choose for their child, it's really important to consider a couple things. One is the virtual solution that the company is using safe and secure? And will your child be only interacting with other children that are registered in the program? So that's really important to think about. You don't want your child to be interacting with people who aren't registered or who aren't being monitored by a live instructor at that time, if you're considering live programs. And you also want to think about what are the qualifications and the training and the backgrounds of the instructors. So in our case, we police check and triple reference check all of our instructors, and we have extensive training for them. There's an extensive application process and interviewing process for them. It's important to watch out for other companies that may not be police checking their instructors, even though it's for some companies, they may think, well, it's a virtual offering, so I don't need to police check them. But it's really important that all instructors are police checked, including for virtual lessons, because things could potentially happen there too. So making sure that everyone is police checked and reference checked, has experience working with kids. And it's good to look for programs that are accredited by camps associations. So in Ontario, we have the Ontario Camps Association that has over 200 best-in-class standards that accredited camps are mandated to follow. So we follow their standards and are accredited by them. And those accreditations are really a mark or seal of approval in a way of a safe camp. And we follow the same standards for our virtual camps. So looking for different accreditations and seals like that. Camps associations are kind of the highest markers in my opinion, to make sure that you're sending your child to a safe virtual program. Then you'll also want to look for a program that really appeals to your child's interests. A lot of programs have great free trials, and some, including us, offer free live stream classes, so you can check it out and get a chance to see if it appeals to your child's interests, and also make sure that it fits with your learning objectives for your child and their learning objectives too, whether those are to build social skills or emotional skills like confidence and resilience, or building technical skills or dance skills, or whatever skills you're interested in. You can also consider pre-recorded classes as well. It's always good to look for classes that do have some sort of live component though, whether the full class is live or whether there's some pre-recorded aspects and some live aspects, so that your child can have their work checked by instructors and can have that ongoing coaching and teaching, and there's not like a drop off in interest in or learning like there happens to be with a lot of like massive online open courses.
Nice. You mentioned MakerKids live stream. Can you talk in a bit more detail about that?
Yeah, definitely. Every week we are offering a free MakerKids live stream by one of our amazing maker mentors, Thomas. And he is teaching on a rotating basis about topics on coding, robotics, and Minecraft. So he's showing kids cool tips and tricks on the different technologies that we use. And we're doing it on YouTube Live. And it's a really great way for families to tune in and get some free content and get a taste of our programs as well, and have something exciting for their kids to check out during the weekdays. Thomas even was using this piano instrument that he has that he blows into when he was making a digital robot that plays music the other day. So it's really entertaining. And if families want to learn more, they can check out makerkids.com/live stream to sign up to get the links.
That sounds great. So these virtual classrooms sound like they require a lot of effective communication between the children. How can kids develop such virtual etiquette and other benefits to using purely virtual classrooms?
Yeah, great question. So in good virtual programs, virtual etiquette will actually be taught during the virtual classes. So we teach virtual etiquette during our trial and orientation classes to any new kids, and teach them about, making sure to say our first name before talking, so that we can know who's talking. Like if our video camera is off, like, hi, this is Jen, and I have a question about this. We also teach them about different social skills that are beneficial outside of virtual classrooms too, like making sure not to interrupt when someone else is talking and waiting our turn. So parents can help kids build virtual etiquette by sort of tuning in to how that first trial and orientation class goes, and overhearing like what the tips are for virtual etiquette, and then trying to sort of tune in to their kids' subsequent classes and offer praise when they see their kids doing some of the behaviors that have been recommended, and offer coaching when they see some of the behaviors that have not been recommended. And then instructors will do this too. And what's really a cool opportunity is for kids to sort of take the lead. And just like when you send them to a ballet class or a class here, the kids are going to the class and, the parents are sort of waiting in the lobby. And we recommend to parents to sort of treat the virtual classes in a similar manner. So in a ballet class, you might go in if your child is having a big issue that really definitely needs your help, but otherwise stay in the lobby to hang out. And so we recommend the same level of involvement for parents for the virtual classes, where your child is sort of doing their own thing, and you mainly step in during the class if there's a big technical issue, but otherwise letting the child take the lead on the class can be a really great way for them to build more confidence. And you can always connect afterwards to provide any coaching, feedback, or hear how it went for them or what challenges they experienced and how you can help them prepare for their next class in the meantime before the next one.
Nice. Would you know of any tools or options for virtual learning that are available to parents?
Yeah, there's lots of great tools that are available for parents for online learning. So Khan Academy is one that I mentioned. It has really great videos on everything from math to music and art. There's also a lot of different places that are offering free learning right now. Like MoMA is offering free art classes. The aquarium is offering free live streams of their educational sessions about aquatic life. And there's a lot of great websites and tools that are out there. If you want to start your child with Scratch, which is one of the coding programs that we use, you can go to scratch.mit.edu and they can get started with learning how to build video games, and then they'll be able to enhance their knowledge even further. We've heard from parents that sometimes starting Scratch from home is a good start, but the kids really start to learn more once they're matched up with a maker mentor and a group of kids, so that they have that ongoing encouragement and, in a way, accountability, where they see other kids learning and building, and then they're motivated to do the same themselves.
Oh, yeah, that all sounds great. To close things off here, because I think we're approaching the end of our time, do you have any advice on how families can stay positive during this very interesting time that we're in right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it can be easy to take the attitude currently, and it's a totally valid attitude to take, or thoughts to have, of, oh man, I really miss going to concerts, or I really miss going to the playground, and I really miss going to school. And that's, like I said, a totally valid attitude and perspective to have. What I'd like to invite, and what I'm trying to focus on, and have heard from people that this is sort of a helpful attitude to take, is, okay, at least for the moment, my previous life as it was is over, or not happening, at least for the current moment. So now I'm in a new life, in a new scenario. And so how can I optimize what I currently have and locally optimize my situation? And also, what are the silver linings of the situation? So I mentioned some for me, I'm able to take an online class with some folks from Broadway. I'm in a virtual Settlers of Catan League, meeting folks that I probably would have never met before. And I have had more time to work on creative projects. And so for families and for parents and for kids, you can think about what might those be for you. Maybe that it's an opportunity for you to, provide greater learning to your child and provide a bigger range of learning. It could be an opportunity for them to get engaged in new interests or hobbies that they may not have had access to before, or to connect virtually with some new like-minded peers that could become lifelong friends, either potentially in person someday if they're virtually in the same community, or virtual pen pals. So it's a good opportunity in many different ways, and including in a way where virtual programs can kind of offer the opportunity, and virtual interaction can offer the opportunity for kids to take like greater social risks in a way that can help them to develop greater social skills. So sometimes interacting by a screen can be less intimidating than interacting with a kid next to you. And so your child might take the opportunity to reach out and ask more questions, or display more confidence, and then bring that to their subsequent in-person interactions that they might have once social distancing measures are taken away. And so it's great to think about what's positive about this, what are the silver linings, and even to include that, for example, at your dinner time each night. What are the silver linings that we're seeing of this situation? So yeah, those are some tips that we wanted to share about virtual learning and how to keep your kid engaged during this time. And I hope it's been helpful, and I hope to hear from you and see you in our MakerKids virtual classes. You can go to makerkids.com to learn more. And if you like this video, feel free to like it and share it, and hope to hear from you soon.